scheming on God. Looking like I still do fraud. Flying private jet with the rod. This that Z shit, this that Z shit.
Hey guys, welcome back to You Can't Sip With Us. I'm your hostess. Of course, you already know. And as you can tell by today's title, we're going to be getting into some conspiracies, okay? So let's go ahead and get into this episode. So, of course, we always do our mindful moments. My mindful moment for today is this episode technically is we recorded halfway through all these episodes. So it is a milestone. Yeah, so this is like halfway through all the episodes. Not this is going because I don't know when this is going to be released, but it's just halfway through what I'm going to record, however many episodes. Also, there was another mindful moment. So this month, I'm also booked and busy. So I'm doing a lot of work in. Then I also have like vacations coming up. I also have events coming up. So I'm booked and busy this month, and that's what I've been praying for. So yeah, that is another mindful moment. We're gonna go ahead and get into this drink. The drink's gonna be called Mind Games, and it's basically a peach drink. It has some Crown in there. Yes, y'all, Crown, I think. And that's good. It's kind of sour too. I like that. And you can't taste the alcohol. That's the best part. So that's probably the mind game in it. But of course, y'all already know the recipe will be posted along with this episode. So you can go ahead and sip with me. But let's go ahead and get into these conspiracies. So of course, this is not going to be like a regular episode where we be asking questions and answering them. We just going to go through the list of conspiracies that I want to talk about and that I put together. Of course, if you guys have any conspiracies that you want to talk about, or you have something that you want to say on the conspiracies that I'm talking about, go ahead and put them in the comments below. So the first one is basically like Antarctica. This one I think somebody has said when I was like asking around, like, what is some conspiracies that you believe in? Somebody was like, why is Antarctica so restricted? So then, I did my little research. And y'all, to be honest, Antarctica is so restricted. Like, that's one of the places you have to have permission before you can go to Antarctica. And then it's the coldest place. They don't have no hotels or nothing like that. So it's not like a touristy kind of thing. And then I found out that it's not owned by anybody as far as like a country or like a government or anything like that. So military can't go over there, even though they're already over there. Military can't go over there. Um, it said basically only scientists can be in Antarctica, and that's for like research purposes. But yeah, so it's like, what's really going on? Some people say that it is the edge of the world, like the flat earthers. They always say Antarctica is the edge of the world. That's why it's so guarded and can't nobody go there because you can basically fall off the edge of the earth. That's another thing that they say, I guess, to support that theory of something in Antarctica is not right. So if somebody knows anything else about Antarctica, let me know. Because I do wonder, like, why can't you just go there? Like you can go to a normal place, and why aren't there hotels there? Or at least close to it, and maybe it's like a tour, like a touristy thing where you could just like fly over it or something. Weird, weird. Are people even real or are we surrounded by NPCs? I feel like NPCs is just the word that we came up with, but I do feel like there are worker bees and then there's CEOs, like queen bees, king bees, whatever you want to call it, male version. But so there's like worker bees and then there's the big bee. I feel like the worker bees are the people who are okay with having a routine that they do every day. They go to work. Just in life, they would just be content with stuff in life and you just be sitting there like, why are you okay with this? Like you should not be okay with this, but they're okay with it. They don't see nothing wrong with it. It's those kind of people, and I feel like that's what we call an NPC. I don't know technically if they are NPCs, but that's what we would call it. NPC. What is happening in Area 51? So like for me, I don't know. I've always wanted to go there. I've seen videos and stuff like that. Like if people get too close, they, can get arrested and all this other stuff. I want to know what the deal is. Like, what is it? What is Area 51? Who came up with the name Area 51? And what's inside of there? They be talking about it's aliens. They done finally said that it's aliens. So I'm just wondering, like, so what's inside of Area 51? Is the aliens inside of there? Like y'all done killed some people. That's where y'all be cloning people at, all the celebrities and stuff. Like what is going on? Why is it in the middle of the desert? Why is it so heavily guarded? Why can't we go in there? Or even if we can't go in there, why can't y'all just tell us what's in there? Or pretend to tell us what's in there? Because the government ain't gonna never tell you anyways. They'll tell you something and you'll believe it just because the government said it, but they be lying. They be lying all the time, so they won't freak us out. Do you think the Illuminati is real, or do you just think it's a myth used to control the narrative? I mean, personally, I feel like the Illuminati is real. I feel like that's just the name, but I feel like the Illuminati is real. It is a secret society somewhere. That's that shit that them Hollywood people be talking, that Cat Williams be talking about. I feel like there is the Illuminati. It may not even be called that, but the Illuminati where all the celebrities are in it, or it's some kind of like devil worshiping shit. Like I feel like they be doing a whole bunch of shit because they be telling you about it. And I feel like it's like certain things that they have to do. People say sacrificing, then they like rise to fame, or now they like on drugs and they got depression and all this other stuff, and they really be rapping or in their music. Some people say they getting fucked in the booty. You got the whole Diddy situation. So it's a lot of stuff. It is a lot of stuff, and how he was able to keep that secret for so long. I'm pretty sure it is an Illuminati out there, and they released it at certain times. We release some shit at certain times. I feel like the Illuminati is probably the government for sure, or at least it's a part of it. World figures are a part of it. It's like everywhere. It's not just the United States of America. I feel like it's everywhere. Illuminati is fucking everywhere. It's all world leaders, all of that shit for real. All the most powerful people in the world, they all in there. It says, is the truth hidden in the music as far as like lyrics and frequencies and stuff like that? I 110,000% believe that the it's in the music too. I feel like the record companies, they force these artists to come out with certain songs, say certain things in their songs, allow them to do certain things, dress certain ways, have this certain kind of look to push the narrative, to show, I guess, kids or whoever they're marketing to, like, this is the way that you should do it. If y'all listen to a lot of these lyrics, like these songs, because even older songs, when you go back and listen to it, Keisha Cole, for example, just because it just came up recently. That's why I'm using her for an example. But one of her songs, I don't even remember which one it was, but she was basically saying she wishes that she could be that girl. She would do anything to keep that man. Can he please stay? Just begging him to stay, basically, was what she was saying. And I was singing my part out to that song. And then at the end, I was like, wait a second. She begging this nigga to stay with her and wishing that she can be X, Y, and Z, and all this other stuff. I cannot find that song to this day. I don't know what song it was. She is sitting here begging a man to stay with her, wishing she can be a certain kind of way to keep this man and all this other stuff. And I was just like, no, immediately turn that off. Turn that off. That's not what I want to be doing, because that's not the kind of person that I am. When we speak things into the universe, things into the air. We speak things into existence, is what I'm trying to say. So when you're sitting there and you're rapping all these lyrics, you believe in some of that stuff, or you just keep going. Or maybe you're just not woken up to where you're not listening to the lyrics. I love music, so I listen to lyrics, I listen to beats, all of that stuff. So I'm listening to the lyrics. Young Thug talk about he trying to sell his soul. And we're sitting here, yeah. Like, no, I don't want to sell my soul. I'm not into that kind of shit. I'm not doing it. Future said something about he put diamonds on his blackest bitch or something like that is what he said. Something similar to black bitch. I don't know. I don't like him saying that. So, I mean, when the song comes up, I sing it, whatever. But when it comes to that part, I just don't say that part just because I'm aware. Summer Walker, she be talking about I just might be a hoe. I might as well just be out here and be a hoe, because ain't no love for real. Kaylani, was it Kaylani? She said, hi, I'm Hell. I'm not, hi, I'm Hell. It's nice to meet you. It's like, you want to be Hell? You fucking with a demon. So yeah, certain things like that you just can't say. or you're just like putting it into the universe. Like, yeah, I'm a demon. Like, no, you're not. Unless you are. But like I said, I don't feel like a lot of people really listen to music like that. I definitely feel like it is in the music. They say certain things to make you feel like certain things are cool, do certain things to make you feel like it's cool. Maybe not, they're not even doing it, they're just posting it to make it seem like they're doing it and that it's cool. So that's what I gotta think about too. It's in the chicken. Oh my goodness, it's in the chicken. It says they're messing with our food to control our behaviors. I definitely believe in this one too, 100%, because, and it's not even just the chicken. That's just if anybody's seen they clone Tyrone. But and if you haven't gone and seen that movie, go and see that movie. They Clone Tyrone. They Clone Tyrone is real. They was trying to tell y'all something that's real, but ain't nobody really paying attention because it was like a joking movie or whatever. But the shit is real. It's just necessarily not in the chicken. It is, but it's not. It's in the ingredients. Most things, I would say, some things that don't let you skin because it's just not in the system or it just can't rate it or whatever, but most food items in like Walmart, where most people shop, Target, and all these Kroger's, HB, whatever you shop at, in it, the barcode, it will pop up all the ingredients, all the facts that are on it, everything that's on the label, it will pop it up and it will tell you exactly what's in there. It will also tell you what kind of poison, yes, I said poison, that they have in the food. And it will say like hazardous to you, to your health, or it will say limited risk, or it will say non-hazardous. And a lot of these hazardous things are in fucking water, y'all. Like, I had to learn that your water should not have ingredients. Those little great value waters or those water packs that you be getting, the little 40, 24 bottles of water that you be getting, it has fucking ingredients in it, and water should not have ingredients in it. It should just be straight water. I did not know that, and I had to fucking figure that out. So I'm not buying bottled waters no more because it's in the water. Like, it's in the water. It's in your shampoo. It's in your conditioner. It's in your perfume that you wear from Bath and Body Works. It's in the seasonings that you use to season your food. It's in every fucking thing. It's in everything. It's giving us diseases. It's giving us health problems. It's giving us a whole bunch of shit. Yeah, there's that. I'm not gonna go too into detail on how they're putting it in our food. They said, did the government let 9/11 happen or did they just ignore the warning signs? I think like they let it happen. I mean, I don't know what it's like being a president. I don't know what kind of decision that you gotta make, to be honest, but I feel like they didn't take the terrorist threat serious enough as of they would probably do like as of today. Yeah, they just let that shit happen. Basically, because like I said, they didn't take it serious. We didn't have no TSA before 9/11, so people would just get on the plane with anything. You probably have any kind of documentation getting in and out of any kind of country, to be honest. So, like I said, I don't feel like they took it serious enough. They lost all those people, and then I'm not sure how long it took for him to send out some help and get all of that controlled and situated and built back up. Yeah. I feel like he definitely just let that, or that administration just let that happen for sure. It could have been avoided. They knew that something was going to go down before time. They just didn't act on it because they just didn't know for sure. But just like Obama found Osama bin Laden, within a few years, they could have for sure stopped that shit. So it says, where does all that insurance money go? Is it a scam or is it a safety net somewhere? So I feel like insurance just in general is a scam. I feel like it's maybe like a Ponzi scheme because I just don't. And maybe it's because I don't understand it. But my friend, they work in insurance and they say that the shit don't make sense either. So, and they got licensed to sell insurance and shit like that. So I just don't understand it. I feel like we pay all this money. Say your policy, I was like, I want to say like $600 for 6 months. It's not that bad. It's like $1,200 for a year. So it's basically like $100 and some dollars a month. But it's like I'll keep paying that and I'll keep renewing it. And say I won't get into no accident. I won't get any tickets pulled over, anything like that for years. One accident, and my rate done went up. I still gotta pay a $500 deductible. Or however much your deductible is. Mine is 500 because I'm not paying all that. I still gotta pay all these fees, and it's just all like, well, what happened to the money that I've been paying, and I wasn't having to use it? Where the fuck did it go? Like, where did it go? If your house or something like that, you need your house insurance. they pay out on certain things, and then it's just like the value you can get is right now. It's like, no, all that money that I've been paying back, I'm paying into, I need that money back immediately. That's what I feel like insurance should be. Because where is the money going? Like, you have to pay the money out, so why not just pay the money out? And why do I have to pay a freaking deductible after I already been paying? I don't understand maybe the deductible part. I understand maybe the insurance, you got insurance to insure your shit. But the deductible part, I just don't understand. If I file a claim, I feel like if I ain't filed a claim, it's been years. I feel like I've paid enough to not have to pay no deductible. That's just me. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about insurance. Let me know if it's a scam. If y'all out there, y'all work in insurance, let me know if I'm on the sun. Because tell me, okay? And then it'd be so fucking high. My friend told me that it'd be so high, especially like in Texas, Florida, Georgia, like certain places like that, insurance be high as hell. So I'm just like, why do it be so high? California, and then you gotta have certain kind of insurance. You can't just have general insurance. You gotta have certain kind of insurance. If you out in California, you're gonna need some fire insurance and earthquake insurance. But if you in Oklahoma, you're not gonna need no earthquake insurance. You may need fire insurance. But it's just like it's certain insurances and certain levels to this shit, and I just don't understand it. Did we actually land on the moon, or did they fake it? Yeah, I think they faked it. Our government just be saying and doing shit. They don't really just be telling us the truth. And I feel like that's what a lot of people gotta realize. This government is not gonna tell us the truth at all. I don't think any government will. They're supposed to lie. They lie to protect the people, to not scare the public. That's what they lie for. And then until somebody blows the whistle and tells the real truth and the hard facts, then it's like, oh my goodness, or they come up this. So I feel like they did not go to the moon back when they said that they did. I guess we can say they've probably been to the moon as far as now. I guess there is a dark side of the moon. They probably over there experimenting because they always just got to experiment some shit. They always got somebody up in the space. So there's that. I feel like if they would have went to the moon by now, they would have went to all the other planets, did some shit. They would have built whatever kind of suits they needed to build to go out to Mars with that Mars rover that's out there. So I feel like they ain't been nowhere. Okay. I feel like they sending these robots out there, and that's basically what that is with cameras on it. I don't feel like they've been nowhere. Well, they probably been to space now, like I said, but that's pretty much it. To space in the motherfucking space place, whatever the fuck it's called. The space station up in space, yeah, that's where they be going. Is Earth round or flat, and why are we still debating it? I feel like Earth is round. I don't know. I ain't never really even too much been like traveling like that to even really say if Earth is flat or round. I just don't believe that it's flat. That just doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, but I've also never been to like Australia, or I've also never been to, I guess, like the bottom half, or even on the other half, like where it's daytime here, it'd be nighttime over there, where it's, you know what I'm saying, the opposite. I've never actually did that either. So I can't say for sure what the earth is, but I believe that the earth is round, and that's my belief. Now, if you believe different, then that's your belief. I'm not going to sit there and argue with you on whether or not the earth is flat or round. Okay. There are some people out there, and I feel like half of the people just want to argue just to argue. I just can't see it not be around. But like I said, I've never experienced that. Maybe one day I'll go and try to see if the earth is really flat or round. You got to go to Antarctica, and that's where you got to go. But you can still can't go to Antarctica. So what we going to do? What we going to do about that? Because then it could be flat up there. We don't know. But I'm just saying, I believe that the earth is round. So it says, what is up with chemtrails? Are planes just spraying chemicals, or is it just vapors in the air? Those little line chemtrails, if y'all know, those little lines that be coming behind planes that you be seeing in the sky that be going every which direction and stuff. Um, I don't know, because I feel like personally that still is chemical because it's plain. So maybe it is them spraying chemicals sometimes in the air. I don't know. That is weird. But I guess if you're like in a car, you kind of like leave behind a little gas or smoke. Some cars do. So I don't know. Maybe that's just their gas smoke that they're just putting into the ozone layer, and that's fucking up ozone layer even more, which is technically, like I said, chemicals. It's just maybe they're not doing it intentionally. I don't know how to explain that. I do. It's chemicals either way. I just don't know how to explain whether it's intentional from like the government spraying shit to keep us sick or something. I don't know if it's that, because I feel like if it was, everybody would be sick. Technically, everybody is sick, and all the air that we breathe in is pollution. Maybe that's how they spread COVID. Are we living in a simulation? So sometimes I do be feeling like maybe we are in a simulation, and this is like The Sims, and we got people controlling us, and we're the fucking Sims, I guess. Like sometimes I do be feeling like that, but then I do be seeing things like we got free will. Like we do have free will, and we can go and use that free will at any time. We just don't. And I feel like maybe that is a part of it. We don't realize that we have free will most of the time. Like, hey, instead of doing this, or I guess, I'll be seeing a whole bunch of videos like using my free will. They'll go up to a random person at the bar and be like, hey, can you buy me a drink? Or they'll go to a movie just randomly out of the day or call off and they'll do something different. And be like, oh, forgot I had free will. I'm gonna go eat brunch today. Like that's stuff that they do. It's just like you do have free will. A lot of people don't realize that, or a lot of people are just like, "Oh, I can't." Why can't you? You can literally take off right now and go do whatever that you want to go do. If you've been saying that you want to go and do something, and it's just like, "Oh, I can't because of X, Y, and Z," use your free will and go and do that shit. Go and do that shit immediately, as soon as you can. If you can do it today, go and do it today. If you off today, more power to you. Go and do that right now. No matter when this is being recorded, go and do that. Go and do it right now. 5G radiation, is it really affecting our health or is it just another rumor? I feel like my mom was on this when 5G first came out, like, oh, it's radiation, it's this and that. Your phone has radiation, but I don't feel like 5G is like, oh, 5G radiation. Like, you gonna get fucking 5G radiation. I don't know how that works, but I don't feel like that's how you gonna get it from your phone. So I feel like that part is just a rumor, but your phone does give off radiation. That's why they say like don't keep it held up on your ear, don't sleep next to it with your head, different things like that. You're not supposed to do with your phone. That's why a lot of people supposed to keep their phones on nightstands on the charger. Yeah. So I feel like you're not gonna get 5G radiation from your 5G phone. I don't feel like that's it. I just feel like it's another tier of faster network, just like 4G. I thought 4G was something from 3G or LTE. I was born back then in LTE days where they didn't have no G's. So it says, why is the Flint, Michigan water crisis still not fixed? When I first did this question, it was not fixed, but I went back to look at it to make sure that I was up to date. So it says that in May of 2025, that's when officially the ban was cleared from an emergency to the water and everything is okay. But it also is saying how residents are not trusting the water no matter what the government says. To be honest, they have the right for that. And I wouldn't either. I don't even drink the tap water. I do give it to my dog, which I probably shouldn't. And I've said that before, but that's just what we're doing right now. I feel like it is in the water. They're allowed to have certain kind of pollutants in the water up to a certain amount. And with Flint, Michigan, from my understanding, they knew about it. They just didn't want to fix it because it costs too much. And it was a lot of poor people. So they didn't, y'all know governments really don't care about poor people at all. So they wanted to take their sweet ass time. That's why it took so long for them to fix it. And the residents still technically, I'm sure they're still boiling it out and doing what they need to do, or still using bottled water. Just, I guess, probably a little bit more efficient now since they're used to it. But yeah, it's still kind of the same that they're living as. And that is fucked up. That is another thing of showing how the government really do not care for you. The government just do not care about low income black people or just low income people at all, no matter your race. Did the CIA play a role in the opioid epidemic? Do they use fentanyl as a device for controlling? I feel like they do. I don't want to say necessarily like the CIA because I'm not sure what government agency would handle that. But I do know the government is what is allowing all these drugs into the country, or at least at first, because all the stories they'll tell you, like they got it in through a government plan. Like when stuff was first being brought in here, they got it in through military and shit like that. So I feel like the government for sure is even more in control of it. They're doing it on purpose. They're targeting certain areas. That's when they start doing drug busts and shit. They're just gonna put it right back out on the street. That's all that's gonna do. They say that they burn it and destroy it. They're not. They're gonna put it back out on the streets for sure. So I feel like the government for sure plays a role in the drug crisis. The fentanyl for right now. Because where the fuck did fentanyl come from? What is that? Was that made in a lab, or was that grown somewhere over in another country? Like, where did fentanyl come from? So it all makes sense. Y'all just gotta wake up and realize it. The government uses drugs to keep those kind of people at that level. You gotta have the crackheads. I don't know why, you just got to. It got to be a level, I guess, of hierarchy. What happened to Jeffrey Epstein? Do you think he killed himself, or was he silenced? I feel like he was silenced because, like everybody said, they still ain't came out with the Epstein files. So it's like, what was in those files that y'all want us to see so bad? He's gone now, so why can't y'all just put out the files? It's because all those world leaders was out there with him molesting on those kids, and you had the president out there. You had world leaders out there. You had famous people out there. You had all kinds of people out there. You had the Diddy's out there. That's probably where the fuck he got the idea from, in the same groups that they run in or some shit like that. But I do know that it was a lot of important people on that list. The government is dirty, and they just got to do shit like that because they feel like they rich and powerful. So I definitely feel like they killed him so he wouldn't talk, because I don't know what was really going on. I didn't really too much care to know, but I still be seeing like people say release the files. So I just feel like they for sure killed him. I don't feel like he killed himself, or maybe they threatened him and made him kill himself. Something ain't right in that situation. And then I bet y'all, 20 years from now, or however many years, they're gonna release those files, and it ain't gonna be nothing, or it's gonna be redacted. We ain't gonna be able to know what the names was, or it's gonna be some bullshit. Are your phones listening, and what are they doing with what it hears? Your phone is definitely listening. We sign up for it all the time. It's how you can record. That's how you can talk to people through the phone. It's doing all that. So when you put up Hey Siri and you do that, hey Siri, this, and this, and you want her to see it just popped up on this phone, and you want her to do certain things when it recognizes your voice, certain things like that, that is definitely your phone listening. You can of course turn all that off, but then you're not going to really be able to use your phone as far as in like voice. You're not going to be able to call people. You're not going to be able to record videos. You're not going to be able to get like on Facebook and record videos, certain things like that. You're not going to be able to do. Me personally, I did have controls on certain things that I would not allow to have my voice on. So like TikTok, I took the sound off of that to where it doesn't have access to my microphone. Facebook doesn't have access to my microphone. Instagram, Snapchat does, just because that's where I do most of my videos and stuff at. Certain apps don't have access to my microphone, so you can turn that off. It's just like I say, you're not going to be able to hear any audio from whatever you're recording or doing on the phone. So like I say, again, you're agreeing to it. So if you don't want things like that happening, you can also turn it off. But what are they doing with the data? I feel like they're selling it. Of course, we all know this by now. They're selling it. That's how you get ads. That's how you get those ads. Like you say, hey, I want to go on a cruise. And now all of a sudden you start seeing ads for cruise. You're on social media, you start seeing videos with people with cruises on it. Now I'm saying cruise, they're going to probably start showing me all kinds of cruise videos. Here's what you're listening to on TV. So it shows you ads for that. You're just watching it on your phone. When you click on your phone, certain keystrokes that it remembers, and then it shows you ads for all kinds of things, for sure. They're selling your data to other companies for advertisements so they can pull you into whatever it is. If they really want you to watch Netflix and get Netflix, they're going to get you to do that by ads, being persuasive. If you see something over and over and over again, it's going to be in your subconscious, and you're just going to do it one day, and you're not even going to realize it. That's how they get you. Does Apple slow down old phones on purpose to make us upgrade? They sure do. They sure do. I feel like that was proven. I feel like they even got sued for that. I'm sure they still do it. But They do slow down your phones to make you go and get another one. I feel like that's all technology. After a certain number of years with whatever kind of technology you have to upgrade because the systems just don't work anymore. It's always something new. Every year is something new and something different. I used to be that person that wanted to upgrade every year, but after I worked at a phone store and I really just started seeing like after year what was coming out with these phones, I stopped upgrading every year because they're really just the same phone. It's just the camera is better. Or you got this new feature. There's no button. It's all the same shit. It's the same shit, same phone. And then the new phones, I'm an iPhone person. So the new iPhone that they just came out with, the shit is ugly as hell. Like, it looks ugly as hell. I don't want it. I said if I was to upgrade, I would get like I guess like maybe a 16, and I don't even know what that looks like. But I'll have an iPhone 13 Pro Max. That's the kind of style that I want and I'm looking for. So yeah, for sure not getting a 17. The shit is ugly as hell. It says, was COVID-19 planned from the government or did it just really have bad timing? I feel like first off, we're gonna start. It was made in a lab, okay? We're gonna start there. If y'all wasn't experimenting with stuff, there is a place out there that's real. I'm pretty sure it's multiple places. There is a place out there that's real that houses literally all the diseases known to man. And the ones that they're in there create what it houses. Like you open something and you get it exposed, you can bring that out into something else, and now it's a whole pandemic again, just like COVID. And that's what happened with COVID. So we just need to stop doing shit. There's a lot of things that we just don't need to be experimenting with, and I feel like that's one of them. I do understand, like, medicine, you gotta experiment, but I just feel like y'all are making shit at this point, and that's what COVID was, and y'all need to quit. So I feel like that's kind of what happened. It was experimenting. I feel like somebody had caught it, and I guess COVID is like flu, so you don't know that you have it until it's too late. And after he had already went out into the world for his 2 weeks, spreading it to whoever he was spreading it to, and they were spreading it to whoever they were spreading it to, and it's the government's fault. I feel like it did just have bad timing because that was when a lot of people was getting popping, was about to do a whole bunch of shit, but then the whole world just stopped. So I just feel like it had bad timing, but it was intentional for sure. It says, are celebrities clones whenever they start acting different? We've all seen so and so's clone, Jamie Foxx's clone, Gucci is clone. We've all seen that. I don't know if they're clones necessarily. I don't know what it is. I do believe that the government has clones, just like in they clone Tyrone. I do believe that for sure. But I don't know if necessarily like, oh, those celebrities are clones. Like those aren't the same celebrities as before or something. I don't necessarily believe in that. But yeah, I mean Gucci went in looking like Gucci. He was up in there for however long he was in there. So what y'all want to do? I do believe there's clones, but I'm not saying like necessarily it's just celebrity clones. I feel like there could just be regular clones too. It says, do the rich elite control events through secret society? That's kind of like I was saying with the Illuminati. I feel like they do. It is the rich people, the rich and powerful, of course, or maybe just the powerful, but I'm pretty sure the powerful is rich too. So the rich and powerful, I feel like it is a lot of them. Like I said, it's not just celebrities. I feel like celebrities are like the bottom tier. I feel like it's definitely like world leaders, government officials, judges, Supreme Court judges, like those kind of people, like 88, all military people, the heads of branches of military. I feel like they're all in a society and they do hold meetings and they get some shit going. They decide what's gonna happen, what they're gonna release, who they gonna put in as the president. That whole Charlie Kirk thing, it's probably planned by the rich and elite society. That's what we just call the Illuminati. I feel like there is something out there that does that though. Something, somebody, some people, some group. Big pharma. They're keeping us sick on purpose so they can stay rich. Of course, this is what I was saying earlier. They'll keep us on medication. They'll keep feeding us all this poison. They'll feed us the poison, give us the medication to combat the poison, but you're still eating the poison. So the medication is just not doing nothing. Then you're on medication for the rest of your life. Or they give you medication. They know you may have tendencies of being addicted to certain things, and they give you medication anyway. And then now you can't get off of it. You're just popping pills or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll just give out medication. I feel like they get paid for however much medication they can give out, however much medicine they can put you on and get you started on to help you in your whatever you need help with or whatever you're getting the medication for it. They get paid for that immediately. They get paid for your doctor visit. They get paid for all of that. So that's why they're going to push out more medicine that they push out to people, the more money that they make. So if you was in that position, what are you gonna do? You probably gonna be pushing out more medicine so you can make some more money. Because that's what a lot of people do. Especially people who have greed. Is Tupac's death really a setup, or is he still alive? Is he dead? Like, what is going on? Um, I feel like Tupac is still alive. I feel like Tupac is still alive. Biggie probably still alive somewhere. We just haven't seen them, or they're just off the face of the earth. Maybe they're in the Illuminati. One day they'll come back. I don't know. Or maybe they're just living their lives wherever they live their life at. I feel like Tupac for sure is still alive somewhere. As far as like Biggie, I don't know. He may be dead. I don't know for sure. But Tupac, he gotta still be alive. Unless there was a body, I wanted to see the body. Open casket body. We couldn't see that. He's still alive. For both Biggie and Tupac. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. I know that it's still a conspiracy to this day. People be like, oh, we see Tupac. And there do be people who resemble them. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. The government is making kids slower in education so they can control the economy. This one is 1000% true. It has to be. I say these are conspiracies, but I feel like they're true. They're conspiracies because it's controversial. But this shit is true. Like Oklahoma in particular is last in the country in education. We're 50th in the country for education. We only got 50 states. So we're last in the country for education. But they want to build $1 billion project downtown to make this shit better because the Thunder done won the championship game. But these kids don't know how to read. But you want to do that. Oh, okay. The lottery, I think, out here was supposed to be for the teachers. They ain't seen a dime. Oh, okay. The kids out here in high school can't even read on a fourth grade level because they in high school. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? It's just the priorities. And I'm sure it's not just in Oklahoma. We're just the worst state because they are slow. They're slow. You can have conversations with these people and they just don't even know. They can't hold a conversation. They all got social anxiety. Now everybody's on their phone. These parents don't care. They're not sitting with their kids either. So it's just certain things like that. It's not just the teacher's fault. It's the parents' fault too. They're definitely making the kids slower. And like I said, it could be in different states. I'm sure it's not just in Oklahoma. I'm sure all poor education states, poor education cities, low income cities, pretty sure it's the same there too. They just do not care. They don't care. They do it on purpose. They would rather give it to the other kind of schools. You already know what I'm talking about. They would give it to the other kind of schools in the better neighborhoods or even to the private schools who already get tuition paid from the parent. Yes, the government does do that too, the private. So y'all guys pay attention and stuff like that and teach your kids. Sit there with your kids at night, make them read a book to you, you read a book to them. However you need to do that, do that. Or stop having kids. If your kid cannot read, your kid got a mouthful of silver caps and he cannot read, I'm gonna be looking at you as a parent. I'm not gonna look at your kid. I'm not gonna look at the teacher who has to go to school, and I'm gonna be looking at you as a parent. Because what are you doing? And finally, it says social media is biggest the government's biggest surveillance tool, and they disguise it as media or fun. I feel like, yes, y'all are not realizing that social media is a way for the government to be able to see what the fuck everybody is doing when they're doing it. Social media has helped close a lot of cases because of people snitching on themselves or just in general. They're just using social media, they're telling their story. They're taking pictures of where they're at. Then internet crumbs. I'm trying to see what I'm trying. Like I don't know how to say it, but they're leaving like internet DNA. I guess like they went here. They posted at this time. The even picture has like location information on it. So it's just they can tell if it's been edited. It's certain things like that. Like social media, like I said, is fake. They use it as a tool to make people depressed make people think that they're missing out on something, make them want to be looking at somebody else's like, oh, I want that too. Social media is so fucking fake, and it is the government's tool to spy on people. Like I say, you're giving all these apps permissions to have your camera. You're giving the government to look at your camera. You're giving government permission to look at your camera. Everybody said my FBI agent looking at the camera. That shit is for real. Your FBI, you do got an FBI agent, CIA agent, whatever, and they are assigned to you, and they be looking at all your data, see what you do. If you post something hateful or you know what I'm saying, terrorism kind of thing, you would get flagged by the government, especially if it's so serious or something. You would have government officials at your door the next day, the same day, within 2 hours. Okay, there's only one reason for that. It's because shit like that is monitored. So that's all I'm saying. That is the last one, and that is all I'm saying. Okay, so y'all let me know how y'all feel about those conspiracies, and if y'all have any of y'all own, of course, go ahead and drop them in the comment section down below. We are at the end of today's episode. Again, this drink was called Mind Games, and that was good. Okay, I cannot taste the alcohol. That was bomb. But that drink is called Mind Games. We're at the end of this episode. Make sure that you guys like, comment in the comment section below, and make sure that you guys are subscribed. Hit that notification button so you can stay updated and get notifications for whenever I post a new video like this one. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a blessed week. See ya.